What do foreign tourists buy the most when they visit Korea? Cosmetics remain one of the top-selling categories, with Korea's duty-free beauty sales reaching trillions of won annually. But while the interest in beauty products remains, we do see some changing trends. Right, Walter?
Right. In the past, it seemed that places such as duty-free shops or luxury brands were the sort of trend, but now it seems to be moving a little bit more towards, let's say, weirdly, pharmacies or beauty stores as well. But pharmacies is quite interesting. But they seem to be our new trend these days.
Exactly. So today we'll dive into the latest K-beauty shopping trends, and we're going to do that with Trend Diver Gunwoo back in the studio. Welcome, Gunwoo.
Hello, Gunwoo.
Annyeong divers, it's your favorite Trend Diver Gunwoo on duty.
Looking great today, Gunwoo, as always. I love the colors.
How'd I look?
Well, very hip. And we're going to talk about some hip trends when it comes to beauty shopping today.
That is right.
And Gunwoo, it feels like these days, whenever you see foreign tourists walking around in Korea, you see them with some health and beauty shopping bags. It's almost become a course to do this beauty shopping, right?
That is right. Well, speaking of shopping trend here in Korea right now, I believe that you invited the right person to answer this question since I've been a beauty creator for a very long time. Many of y'all think that Kbeauty just has grown rapidly like a comet, but in fact, it has long been recognized for its quality. Unlike in the past when its reputation was confined to Asia, it is now recognized and loved by people all around the world thanks to K-pop craze right there. But wait. Do you get it? Do you know what I'm saying here? Do you feel it? Just in case it doesn't, let me just explain in numbers. Let me just, simply put it this way. By 2025, Korea's cosmetic exports were projected to reach $11.4 billion, ranking second in the world. And of course, France is holding the top spot so far, but the fact K-beauty stores are opening even in major French department stores indicates that growth potential of K-beauty right there. And furthermore, the first K-beauty health and beauty store opened in Pasadena, California a few days ago on 29th. Y'all might think there isn't anything special about this place, this health and beauty store that has a color of this, but there is something different right there. Californians, people who live in California, they are very trend sensitive and serious about skincare, just like me, and reportedly engage in open runs lining up in front of the stores from the evening before it actually opened. Additionally, it is said that dedicated K-beauty corners scheduled to open in major convenience stores in Japan. And since it is a place where you can actually buy wider variety of products at a lower price, even test them out in person, I mean, K-beauty shopping, it's gotta be a shopping trend. That's why it became a must-do for tourists to do when they are traveling here in Korea.
Right.
I did hear about the lines that were produced at the front in California. They were huge. But in the past, shopping for beauty products it meant sort of buying one or two really expensive products at a duty-free shop while you're at the airport. But these days, which is, I guess, a good thing, it feels like tourists actually prefer to take the more affordable approach to these products. Have you noticed that as well?
Well, that's a sharp point right there because trend has been a little changed. There is this transition in shopping trend can be explained by three factors right here. And first, the diversification of brands. And like the past, when the primary consumers of K-beauty were only in Asia, it is now consumed by people all around the world. Consequently, various brands are launching and cosmetics with distinct characteristics and efficacy. As a result, tourists visiting Korea can now purchase a wider variety of brands and products that actually suit their skin better with more affordable prices. And second, excellent value for money of K-beauty right there, breaking the conventional stereotype that actually cosmetics must be expensive to be good. And these days, there are a lot of K-beauty products with a reasonable price, with great performances. And in modern society, well, you gotta say that there is access, like, we can access the information through various social media has increased. Consumers have become more discerning. Therefore, rather than just blindly choosing, just expensive and famous brand, they actually are smart enough to look into it and what's good for my skin. And well, there is actually Kbeauty, which allows them to try products before actually purchasing them. And third, the trend on social media. In the past, duty-free shopping was just merely active consumption in the past. However, tourists now shop for Kbeauty at health and beauty stores in Korea and share their experiences of trying products themselves on social media. Not only that, but also it's got great efficacy with affordable price, and now you see why Kbeauty shopping is becoming trend, not only for people who's actually living in Korea, but also all the people visiting Korea.
Right, and before they make that visit, they could also check Konwoo's social media to check for some beauty tips for products as well. But Konwoo, earlier, Walter did mention it, but people also head to pharmacies. There's actually the phrase K-Pharmacy tour when talking about beauty shopping. So please explain, why do foreigners go to Korean pharmacies for beauty shopping?
Well, first of all, I'm very impressed that you guys are actually catching up with the trend here, even the beauty ones, because not so many people, who's living in Korea might not be familiar with this kind of trend, but actually the secret to popularity of K-Pharmacy tour here in Korea right now is none other than cosmeceutical products. And when it comes to cosmeceutical products, are a pharmaceutical that offers the effective cosmetics, and there is a growing trend of products sold exclusively in the pharmacies. And this trend recently has been gaining attention overseas, where doctors or pharmacists, rather than just traditional beauty creators like me, recommend skincare product these days because they are more professional and they acquire expertise. So along with this kind of trend, the concept is emerging that pharmacies are no longer just places where you visit when you're sick, but also spaces where you can actually shop anything from skincare to pharmaceuticals. So that's why health and beauty pharmacy stores are increasing in tourist areas such as Seongsu, Myeongdong, Hongdae, and Gangnam. And do you know what's interesting about this?
What?
Well, actually in Korea, these pharmacies are attracting even more attention because they operate experiential stores where customers can actually try them out and compare products firsthand, similar to traditional health and beauty stores. And as a result, the total amount of money spent for foreign tourists at Korean pharmacies has increased by 156% compared to previous year.
And that's impressive.
Impressive indeed. And I'd like to know, what kind of products are foreign tourists interested in? If you look on social media, there is this sort of things you must buy at Korean pharmacies. So what is the thing that people are interested in these days?
Well, there are actually a lot of stuff you can actually look into in pharmacies, but here's one thing. Let's check this out. So I think it's inevitable for K-Pharmacy shopping to become a trend, as unlike traditional health and beauty stores where you can just simply buy products you want. Meanwhile, in the K-Pharmacy, you can actually receive product recommendation through professional consultation with a pharmacist and try them out in real. Furthermore, I believe that interpretation service in English, Japanese, or Chinese, along with a transparent pricing system controlled by government, is actually building a more trust. However, like you mentioned, there is a thing called K-Pharmacy must-buy items. There are a lot of hashtags like that, and let me break it down here because you might not know what they are, but you got Trend Diver in Culture Wave here, so let me break it down with the first one. Well, first one is actually acne treatments. Various products such as creams and patches that can be applied before and after pimples appear, or depending on the wound, they are actually very popular. Even I, as a beauty creator who's serious about skincare, always buy these items at pharmacies. So please do give it a try when you visit Korea. And second is the scar creams. These are creams designed to elevate scars left after acne, skin treatment, or surgery, because there are a lot of foreign tourists coming to Korea, not only for just buying K-beauty shopping, but also like skin treatments. You might want to check this out, although you need to use them consistently for a very long time with the mindset that it's better than not applying anything, right? So third is the recovery creams. They often contain PDRN, which is a salmon DNA extract, which is a very trendy ingredient these days, and they're very popular because they're known to be good for skin's elasticity and also regeneration. And fourth is a pain relief patches. This one is very interesting. I mean, y'all might be familiar with the pain relief patches, but for foreign tourists, you might find it a little unfamiliar, but you might want to check this out because I really highly recommend you to try those because don't you have this kind of moments that you sprain your like ankles or wrists very lightly? You kind of feel like you don't really have to go to hospital to see a doctor, but you kind of in a pain. This is when you want to use these pain relief patches because this is giving you a lot of like cooling sensation. Also, you can find a little burning, but at the same time, it gives you that pain relief, and at the same time, you can actually concentrate on something. So I usually apply those behind my neck or ears before I do something special or something important, just like today.
Great tip. Well, Konu, I also used a sunscreen/color cream from a pharmacy, which was very affordable. And yeah, so many great products that you can get at pharmacies. But Konu, briefly, I heard that there is some difference between what kind of products people are interested depending on from which country they are from.
Oh, that's a good question right there because according to pharmacists, product preferences vary by race. Asian primarily look for acne-related products. And while Westerners actually they're more into a anti-aging product addressing skin dryness, blemish, and wrinkles. Regardless of race, I highly recommend shopping based on cosmetic ingredients, considering the weather or humidity of country you're living in. I mean, does it ring your bell? No? Well, then if you find it hassle to study ingredients, then you came to the right place. K-Culture Wave, come join us anytime because I, a culture diver, will always explain it to y'all. So just in case you're not familiar with this, I mean, anytime you want, you can just come join us. I'll explain nice and slow with all these ingredients you need.
Okay, and last but not least, Konu, before we let you go, if someone wants to fully enjoy K-beauty shopping in Korea, where would you recommend them to go?
Well, there are so many places you might want to visit, but the thing is, it depends on where you're staying. I mean, if you're staying around in the center of Seoul, I highly recommend you to try Myeongdong because it's right in the center of Seoul. But if you're looking for somewhere like very hot and very crowded, very hip, very trendy, try Seongsu or Hongdae. But if you want to try somewhere like very crowded, but also there are so many stores and restaurants you want to give it a try, Gangnam is the right place. And there's one more shopping tip. If you go for K-beauty shopping here in Korea, make sure that what your skin type is. That way you know what to get. Just don't get anything that's popular or going viral on social media because you might find it useless, even though it's got great reputation. So make sure to know what type of skin type you have and also what kind of ingredients, cosmetic ingredients you need. So these are the tips from beauty creators, professional beauty creators, and also Trend Diver Gunwoo.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Konu. Looking forward to what kind of trend you're going to lead us into next time. Thanks.
Thanks, Connie.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you back here very soon.
See you very soon.